Sri Lankan Sammy here. How is everyone doing? Let's make sure the sound is working well. Yeah, it is. As usual, I have to check the sound on the live stream because I don't want to get in an hour into a live stream and then somebody says, I can't hear you. Guys, welcome to the show. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. Thank you for joining me. I am a retired, semi-retired Canadian Sri Lankan living in Sri Lanka with my senior parents, just living life. And I'm here to hang out with you today. Sunday Funday, we're going to talk about people and why people suck. Very difficult topic. Family versus friends, friends versus family, and just people in general. I just finished my coffee. Finished my lovely espresso coffee. Drama there. I ordered, so I have a espresso maker, right? It's, like Starbucks with we call it a portafilter. So it's that thing that you put on the machine, you turn sideways, and when you're done, you boom, 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 and out comes the coffee, etc. So I love my coffee maker. You guys have seen the videos before about it. I love making coffee. It takes me like 10 minutes to make a coffee. So I have a grinder. So first of all, I have the beans. The beans are in a sealed container. Then the beans are put into the grinder. The grinder grinds it perfectly. An electric grinder. I upgraded from so I used to buy ground beans. Then I upgraded to a manual grinder. Now I have an electric grinder. It grinds it. Then I put it into the portafilter. The portafilter has now an extra ring on top so that I can pour it in without it spilling. Then I have needles, which I stir the coffee to break it up from the clumps. And I bought another needle thing that is coming in a week or so where you put it on top and you press a button and it stirs it and does it automatically. Then I take the ring off and I tamper it down. I pack it down, and then I have a little disc, a metal disc that I put on top that covers everything and doesn't let the coffee touch the machine, but allows water to go through. Then I put that in the machine and it pours out the perfect espresso. Now, yogurt and fruit for breakfast. Now, I have done some research and it says that a bottomless portafilter is actually better for these cheaper kind of machines. Now, this machine cost me like $70, I think it was. There's machines out there that are $200, $1,000. I don't want to buy a new machine. And my portafilter was leaking a little bit because as time goes by, you're putting it in, turning it, putting it in, turning it. It kind of warps a little bit. But I kind of like wiggled it and cleaned it, and it's working now. So, yeah, I bought a portafilter and it's the wrong size. Even though I measured it, even though I did everything, it is like a micromillimeter off. So I'm returning it. That was a disappointment because I wanted to test that out. That was a disappointment. But Dara's takes it back. It's a local vendor, so it's not coming from international. What else? The new job is going well. Oh, it's finally picking up. In the beginning, I was like learning about how to use their tools, online tools, which is not difficult for me. I'm very good at that. But there's a small learning curve. And then it was like memorizing the script and objections and stuff like that. But now we're chugging along. I'm making money. But I want to make more. So I'm looking at some other options. ChatGPT is an incredible tool, man. It can help you a lot if you prompt it correctly. Don't use it like Google. You have to be very, very specific with it, like a child. First of all, you have to have a paid license. That's that way it remembers everything. You don't have a paid license. Paid license means that it will remember everything that you tell it and learn from its previous things, so that it doesn't forget. So, like, for example, it knows everything about me: my age, my birthday, my health conditions, my what type of computer I have, what type of smartwatch, everything. So that I ask it a question, it goes, okay, yeah, you have this, so this is what you should do. And I've gone online and learned how to prompt it correctly. So, things like, don't be fast, be thorough. Don't be placating, call me on my bullshit. Don't just give me yes answers, give me, no bullshit type of thing. So it does very well. So I had it research a lot of information for online work. One of the things I asked it is like, look at online reviews, research. And deep dive. So it takes about 5-10 minutes for it to answer. I said, I don't want you to give me an answer in 3 seconds. I want you to take your time, even if it's like 30 minutes to an hour. Take your time and research it. Find out all of the top and bottom answers and then go in the middle. And give me an honest answer as to what is the reality based on your understanding of my experience and the results that you see other people posting for these types of websites. It gave me some options, which I'm going to explore in the next little while, like voiceover, expert knowledge, and stuff like that. And then also I ask it, how is the payout system work? Because I'm in Sri Lanka, so it needs to be able to pay out to Sri Lanka. Simply, I don't want complex stuff. So that's another thing I'm exploring. So also in the next 2 weeks, my huge contract is coming through from Korea. So that is something that I am waiting for, and I cannot make any decisions on the rest of my year until I get that contract. When I get that contract, they have said, like, normally they used to give me like 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. But they said, no, this time the client has asked that the teachers work no more than 4 to 6 hours a day, which is perfect because I have to finish by 3 o'clock Korean time so that I can start on the UK job. So the UK job is, those hours are going to change as I get better, and I'm automating the system so that the emails and SMS and WhatsApp messages go out automatically. I don't even have to do anything. I just have to make the physical phone calls to outbound, but outbound, I barely connected with anyone outbound calling the warm lead. It's when the person is on the website, they've entered their information, but they haven't booked a call. If I call them within the first few minutes of them logging onto the website and entering their information, number one, I connect with them. Number two, I get talking to them and closing them. So last night, a call came in at like 10:30. It pops on my phone. I jumped on the computer, got into it with them. 10:30 London time, which was 2 o'clock in the morning for me here in Sri Lanka. I had just finished the shift. So basically what I do is I'm supposed to work like 2 or 3 hours, but that was before the boss realized the workload. So he has a KPI, key performance indicator, and et cetera like that. So we're going to review that at my 1 month. And I'm going to come back to him and say, listen, I don't need to work that hard to get you the results that you want, which is X amount of booked calls. I can only book as many calls as you have free time. If I do more work, you're going to have a problem. in fulfilling the needs of the clients. So let's take it easy and not go too fast too quickly, because we'll be a victim of our own success. So he is posting ads using Google Ads and other stuff to focus directly on the type of people that we need. And he's doing very well with those Google Ads. They're working because the people we're getting are very qualified. Out of the 5 calls that I take a day, morning and evening shift, I'm closing about 4 of them a day. And I get paid for those. That's all I have to do is book the meeting. Well, they have to show up. And 95% of them show up. So it's paying off. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate it, brother. You know, I mean, you mentioned the risks involved in this type of a business, but you know, I'm a pretty good judge of character, because that is what I've been doing for the last 40 years, is judging character and being able to read people. I mean, I'm friends with you, right? I'm joking, brother. I'm joking. But he seemed really sincere and enthusiastic about his ability to create a business. And it's just him and one other guy who's a trainer. So, you know, working with him, he's like, he constantly is praising me and saying, you know, I made a good call in selecting you because you're doing the work. I'm not having to tell you to do the work, especially in the CRM tool. The CRM tool is the customer relationship management tool that we use that dials customers, tracks calls, creates emails and templates. It is a very intuitive tool. And you can actually create workflows so that, for example, there's another system which generates the call. The call comes in, goes through an application called Zapier, which triggers the information to be populated into the CRM tool. The client's name, their email address, and phone number. Okay? It populates that into the system. Once it populates it into the system, I created a workflow which automatically generates an SMS message with my contact information and asking them, you know, can I call you? Then it triggers an alarm to my phone to jump in and dial them. If I don't dial them, it generates an email and then a WhatsApp and blah, 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 until I intervene. So everything is automated until I intervene. Now, if an incoming call comes, it comes to my phone and I can answer and triage the customer. So it works very, very well. And then what we do is the customer is telling us information. I don't have to take notes. I transcribe, I copy the transcription that the tool generates. I put that into ChatGTP and it spits out a report which the physiotherapist can read to help them understand what the client's problems were. It's just, it's point and click. That's all I do. I point and click. It's so much easier than what I used to do when I was a salesman. The amount of paperwork and writing and note-taking was hours, and I hated it. Here, it's just copy and paste. I love it. It's so easy, so wonderful. What else happened? Oh, I have to file taxes. So basically, have to finish this before it gets warm. Warm yogurt, ugh, disgusting. Ever since the government introduced the TIN number, tax information number, which is on top of the national identity number, NIC, national identity card. That's your number. That's your social insurance number, social security number, whatever. That's your government birth to death ID number. That was assigned recently, like within the last 2 years. Everyone who has one now has to file a tax return, whether you are zero or whether you make $1 million, you have to file a tax return. Now, I am now technically a resident. I'm a citizen, but I'm a resident because I live here more than 183 days. Well, I will this year. The previous years I have not because I traveled between the 183 days. Hey, good advice. I will actually call him. I spoke to a company here in near my house, and he was very knowledgeable. He has a huge company. He's been in operation for like 60 years. Took over for his father. It's a great company. He's got 35 employees, like hundreds of clients, corporations and stuff, and he does personal tax. And ours is very simple because both mom and I have zero tax liability. We don't earn enough, but we still have to file. So for about $100 for each return, he will manage all of that, retain the paperwork, and also provide some basic financial advice on how to minimize any future tax liability or how to structure our estates for wealth transfer, et cetera, et cetera. So those are things that, you know, our taxes are not complicated. They're zero. The mom was suggesting, okay, well, we have all of these expenses. I said, doesn't matter how many deductions you have a zero tax liability. So you can have $1 billion in tax deductions against a zero liability. Doesn't make a difference. The only difference it'll make is to me when there's the wealth transfer and there's a tax attached to that. So we have to figure out how to do the wealth transfer. So that happened, and so I'm gonna, I will. I'll Mahesh at Lanka Tax. Let me. Why don't you PM me his contact info, his WhatsApp number, and then I'll reach out to him. I've heard of Lanka Tax, but if you can give me the PM me the contact info. Let me see, I'm on their website. All right, so taxes, work schedule. So once the work schedule comes in at the end of June, I will decide on my vacation. I have 99.9% decided. On the month of November, I'll be in Pattaya. And from December until March, I'll be in Cebu. For the last 2 weeks of February, I will be in Bohol with Lady Sarah. So I've already found a couple of places that I really like. And in Cebu, I found a place that has an office and everything like that. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just close the window. It's starting to rain. Thanks. Sorry about that. All right. So yeah. I found a couple of nice places. Now the thing is, I can do Airbnb or I can do like private. I don't have the relationship with the people yet to trust doing it privately. So I'll pay the little bit extra to get the place through Airbnb. I don't trust the realtors. I don't trust the brokers. Until I develop a relationship with them, then if I go for a year, then I'll do something like that. So part of my plan when I go to Thailand is to develop a relationship with a realtor so that he can trust me and I can trust him. So that I'm transferring money for deposits. I know who this guy is. I see his store, I see him, I have references, it's not just online. I already know the places because I've been to every single one of these places. Like I know what areas in Pattaya. I know so I'm just getting follow-ups from these guys. So let me show you what I am looking at. So I showed you last week. Oh, by the way, let me just go back to a few things. What's going on in my life? So I have to go on Thursday to the orthopedic surgeon. So as you guys remember, I had a claustrophobic panic attack in the MRI machine. I'm not going back. I'm not going to get an MRI. Forget it. It's not going to happen. Unless they can get me into the bigger machine. Because that machine was like, the wall was right there. Like right there. I can't do it. I can't. Either you're going to have to knock me out. Like I'm going to have to be out cold. Okay? Or I'm not going in. It's just not going to happen. Even thinking about it now is making me feel sick. And I was looking online, and this is something that can happen to people. It can happen. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate it. I got your WhatsApp. I appreciate that. It can happen to people as they get older. They can develop this claustrophobia where it didn't exist before. And that's very, very strange. I'm like, wow, So I have that. So I'm going to see if they can give me an injection to help, alleviate this pain. I haven't had any pain. Let me tell you something. But I am having like a little tiny bit of numbness where 10 is unbearable, 0 is no pain. In February, I was at an 8 or a 9. 8 or a 9. Okay. If I'm lying down, it's okay. And even in lying down, it was a 4 or 5. It was for 2 or 3 months, it was never below a 4. Never below a 4. Like I couldn't sleep sometimes. So since I came back and I started doing physio and sitting in this chair, resting my neck, I and doing proper like seating and stretching and physio. I'm not talking physiotherapy with a doctor. Physio is like I'm doing this, like pushing against my head 3 or 4 times a day, doing neck exercises and stuff like that, and resting my neck. I haven't had any pain. I am having a little bit of numbness and soreness. This shoulder, when I try to lift my arm, it hurts like a 1. This feels like a 1 in pain out of 10. So it's still there. I need to get it fixed. Because if I go on vacation for 3 months, I don't want this happening again. Which means that when I go on vacation, the place I stay at has to have a chair with a neck. Has to. No choice. That's what I told them. So let's take a look at some of the places that I found. So let's take a look. I showed you a couple places last time. I found a couple more because I now I know my dates. I know the very specific dates that I am gonna go. All right. So as you can see, this is Pattaya and this is Jomtien. So Pattaya has this area called Pratumnak, which is on the hill. Very quiet, very Russian. And just amazing. I mean, look at the picture right there. That's the view. Now, there's this place, which is my favorite, which I really want to go to, but it is like it's 5-star, super luxury. I mean, just look at it. That's the view looking back. That's Pattaya right there. Okay. So, I mean, you're right on the beach. It's a luxury place, 5-star, but I would have to set up my desk here on this little table, sit on the floor, put my legs through the table and do my work there. It's a 1-bedroom, like tiny place. But I mean, the bedroom has a tiny balcony, but you're not coming here for this. You're coming here for this. 5 pools. That's the view that I would have. The Copacabana. There's pools and these grounds. This is up on the 59th floor. This is where I would probably spend most of my time. Now, it is very expensive. There's no chair, there's nothing. I am probably not going to do this place. Probably not. I'm 90% not going to spend that kind of money. It's going to cost me 1,800 won, 1.8 million won, which is about $1,500 for 30 days. Then I found another place. This was my second choice, or like basically my first choice. And it is a beautiful place in Pratumnak. The problem is there's no view and the pool area sucks. It's tiny, 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 tiny. But it is a good place. It has an amazing desk with a chair. The chair is okay, but I can move this from the bedroom to the living room. Right? I mean that is an amazing office. I could even leave it there. It all depends on. I don't like having my desk in the bedroom. I hate that. And this one costs about $900 US for the month. The problem is it's really in a not bad area. There's just no view. And if I'm going to be sitting there for most of my day looking out the window, I want a nice place. Now, because I'm going to be working most of the time. Now, here is, I found 3 more places. and the price difference is $2,000, $1,400, or $1,800 a month. And we have a 24th floor, a 2-bedroom, a medium floor 2-bedroom with no desk, or a ground floor pool villa with an amazing desk and chair. This is probably where I'm going to go. Now, another reason was because I just got some messages from the owners. So this one here, look at this view. This is the balcony. Look at the size of the balcony. And look at that view. The bedroom has it's 2 bedrooms. Look at the size, space you have. But I can take this desk. There's no chair. I mean, the chair sucks. I would probably replace it with one of the outdoor chairs, but I would have to be careful with my neck. And a bathtub. There's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And I would move the desk into the living room and put it right there with my back against this wall so that I can just look out into the ocean. And I would open those windows wide. So I would put it right here with my back against this wall, and the desk would be here, and I would be looking out I'd just turn my head and I'd be able to look out into the ocean. Now, the reason why I like this one is because it's on a very high floor, and I know this building, they have an amazing pool area on the top floor that I can go hang out in and actually work. But I have to pay for my own utilities, including internet. So for that price, that's a turnoff for me. Now, this person has not contacted me back, and I like this place. Because again, it is, which building is this? The view on this one is just spectacular. And look at those windows, they just open right up. It's a low floor, but look at that view, just looking straight out into the ocean. No desk, no chair. I would set up on this table and put my back against the wall. I would turn the table sideways, put my back against the wall there. Huge space, look at that. 1 bedroom or maybe a 2-bedroom, I can't remember. What is it? But just huge, comfortable space. I like the white tiles. It's very clean looking. Yeah, 1 bedroom, a 2-bedroom. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And I love a table sink. I don't like pedestal sinks. I hate them. They're god awful. The pool area, meh. But that view is just superb. Look at that view. Sunsets would just be incredible. That's part of the piece that I like. That one is this one is number 3, this one is number 2, this one is number 1. The landlord just emailed me, very polite message. There's no construction nearby. The pool was renovated last month. Wi-Fi speed is 500 megabits. Utilities are included. Okay, and look at this. It is a pool villa, which means this door opens and I walk straight out into the pool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this couch and chair over, but bump it right up against this table. right? So see how much room there is? I'm only two people, so, or one person, or maybe two. And I'm gonna push the chair right up against that so that I can put my desk here in this corner so that I can look straight out into the pool. And look at that desk. Look at that chair. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. And pedestal, not table, bathroom, love it. Look at that. So if I can make a little bit of space here and put the table right here, I can put the chair here and just have the pool right there. Oh, just looking, and then 5 minutes, I can just jump in the pool and come right back in. Who would not want that? That is incredible. Like it's not a pool villa, but it's a walkout. Oh, just incredible. And a decent price, decent. I can find cheaper places. Definitely find cheaper places, but decent place. So that one is going to cost me about $1,800 for the month, but it includes electricity, internet, and water, and it's comfortable, and I'm going to be able to enjoy it. And then in Cebu, they've also said that they'll give me desks and chairs, like comfortable chairs. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm very excited about going on vacation. Let me just reply to this guy. So yeah, it looks like I'm definitely going to that pool villa. I'll spend the extra for the comfort and the pleasure and the stress relief. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Sorry, who's texting me? All right. All right. Sorry, just working on multitasking. So what else? Yeah, let's get into today's story. I was going to talk about people. I never got a chance to talk about people. Yeah, recently I've been thinking about the people in my life, and I have basically on one hand the people who I care about the most. I have a lot of family, but they're just the only reason they're in my life is because they're blood, and not even that close because I've barely seen them my entire life. You know, other than the last 3 years, maybe once a year I would see them during the holidays for the last 10, 15 years. And prior to that, maybe 2 or 3 times I saw them. But, when I was in Korea for the last 15 years, 16 years, I came once a year, maybe once every 2 years to see, and I would meet my family. So, like, all told, maybe a year I've known these people continuously. If you add all the times I've met them. So they're not, they're important. Family's always important, but really, you can't choose your family. And if they suck, then what are you going to do? But your friends, my God. Lady Sarah, a different time, a different place, we would be married with kids. But it's just not the right time or the place. But I don't think I could ever marry her because she's insane. I have developed into a different kind of person where I need control over everything in my life. And I'm not willing to compromise, which is why I've remained single, because I won't compromise. But I won't force someone to live my insanity. That is my life. I'm not going to force someone to do what I want to do because I want to do it. I'm going to do what I want, and I'm not going to compromise. I've decided a long time ago, 20 years ago, that I'm never going to compromise again, which is why I choose to remain single, because no woman worth it, okay, no woman worth my time is going to compromise as well. And that's why Lady Sarah and I get along, because we have the same plan, just not with each other. But because we share the same plan, the same life goals, we can accommodate each other in going on vacation, doing the things that we each like to do, but do it together. My foot pillow has again developed a leak. It's pissing me off. This is the second one. Ugh. I tried to patch the other one. I couldn't find the leak. So I got to figure out what to do with this, or because I really love having my feet extended straight out. Maybe I have to get like an ottoman, like an actual thing, not an air thing. Maybe I have to get an actual ottoman. So now to go find something, or a stool with a cushion on top. But I like this air thing that I got because it conforms to my foot. It's soft. Yeah, that's what I tried with the other one. So I sprayed it with soap and water, right, in the shower. And I tried finding the leak and I couldn't. I think it was on the valve stem. I think that's where it is. Because it's a cheap thing that I got from Dara's. It cost like $5. That's why I bought another one. So it's not that big of a deal. I only need to use it for another June, July, August, September, October. Another 5 months. Maybe I'll buy another one. I don't know. Yeah, because if I leave in November, I'll be gone for 4 months. All of November, December, January, all of February. So 4 months I'll be gone. Yeah. Family and friends. So my friend, Lady Sarah, is someone who I have no problem in spending time with, traveling with, living with, growing old together. That's our plan. She's a lot younger than me. She's 25 years younger than me. So she still has ideas of getting married and having kids. But she says to me, I don't know whether she's serious or not. She kind of is. But she says the way our friendship and relationship has developed, she's learned how valuable she is and how great a man can be because of how I treat her, how I'm respectful and honest and caring, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She goes, I've spoiled her for every guy after, which is kind of cute to say, um, which is how I take care of my friends. Princess Jasmine as well. I mean, she's got a boyfriend long term, and she's getting married and having kids as well. That's what she wants. She's a little older. She's 38-ish, 35-ish. Yeah, she's about 35. Sarah's 32. Jasmine's a little bit older. But she has a boyfriend, and she's trying to get married so that she can have kids. Which is a mistake, but that's her choice. But she and I get along. We've been friends for, gosh, so long. Since her ex-boyfriend. I mean, she's always had a boyfriend. She's the kind of woman who doesn't stay single for long. But love her to death. Like, just so perfect as a friend. Caring, loving, beautiful, intelligent. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And no drama. That's the thing. Sarah and Jasmine, I go out, there's no drama because there's no relationship. There's no physical relationship. So therefore, there's no stress, no drama, no expectation, no crap that comes with a physical relationship. Emotional, yeah, but I mean, if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And she doesn't take it personally. Sarah doesn't take it. You want to go? No. Do you want to go eat seafood? No. I want to go eat seafood. Okay, well, you go eat seafood there. I'm going to go eat steak over here, and then we'll meet up after. We've done it so many times. Oh, Sam, I want to go out. Okay, yeah, go. Just keep your phone on, charge it, and make sure that you text me wherever you are just so I know you're okay. Yeah, no problem. And I know, like when we were in Vietnam, I knew she was. If she didn't come back home for hours. She went for food, she went for massage, she went for a walk, and she came back home. I was like, oh, you're back. Yeah. I said, fuck yeah. Great. And then Johnny, like my best friend Johnny, like coming up now, it's like 16 years I've been friends with him. And my friend Brad, my Korean friend, who's a little older than me. The guy just invited me to come to Korea. He said he'd pay for everything. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, he did the last time. Last time I went to Korea when I had to go for 2 weeks for he paid for the for both times. Put me up in a hotel. He even gave me cash to like run around it. Took me out and everything like that. And I was like, you didn't have to do that. He says, oh. He's very rich, very, very, very rich. I've known him as well for just over 15 years. So I met him and Johnny, I met both at the same time, about 3 or 4 months into me coming into Korea. So very soon. Like this week is my 18-year anniversary of arriving in Korea. So I've known those guys for 16, 17, 18 years. Hard to believe it's been that long. My gosh. That's so long. So Johnny is a great guy. Like I've lived with him. He was a roommate for longest time, like 2 or 3 times. And then Tim's a great guy, but I mean, he's got his own life. He's married now. Johnny's got his own life. He's married now. Not married. He's in a relationship. So they've got their own lives. They're going in a different direction. Princess Jasmine, she's got her own life. She's trying to go off in her own direction. I only have Sarah in my life. And she's all I need. I don't need anyone else. Having friends is a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of time. I'm too lazy. Family, I've said it before, family is, that's just it. Family is, you're born into it, you have no choice. And sometimes I need to get away from it. Like, I really need to get away. Because when you spend too much time with one person, you go crazy. Like, I love mom to death, but it's just like, oh, every day is a new adventure, a new story. Like, mom, why are there 1,000 photos in your trash bin and 0 in your camera? Oh, I don't know. Well, you've deleted them. No, I didn't. Well, they didn't magically delete. I didn't touch your phone. Dad didn't touch your phone. The dog didn't touch your phone. So somebody did it. Oh, I don't know how it happened. Yes, you do know how it happened. You just refuse to listen. You know, sometimes you just want to. So, Sam, where are all my photos? I'm trying to find these photos. Well, you deleted them and I didn't catch it. And after 30 days, they're gone. Oh, how do I get them back? Oh, you can't. Oh, can I take this to Afskin, the tech guy? No, you can't. Like, she doesn't want to listen to me. She doesn't want to listen. Well, don't yell at me. Well, you're not listening. Stop touching things on your phone. I didn't touch it. You did. You just don't know you did. Look, when you delete a photo, you have to press delete and then trash can and then yes, 3 times. You have to push 3 buttons to get that to delete. So it didn't happen by accident. It happened because you pushed buttons on your phone. Stop deleting things. She loves deleting things. I don't know why. She prints everything. She doesn't have to, but she deletes everything. I don't think it's just deletion. But that's her style, and I'm not faulting her for it, but when things go wrong, I have to fix it. Oh, love it, love it. So, what else is going on? Before let me wrap up this. Is that what I've learned in the last 3 years and in the last, like, let's say 5 years, is that you have to cherish the things that you love the most. Because if you don't cherish them, when they're gone, you cannot get them back. And then you keep chasing that. And it just never comes back. I have been very lucky to have a few great friends whom I cherish every chance I get. If I could go see Lady Sarah in October, which we were supposed to do, we just logistically we can't. It's just not going to be possible financially. The cost of this October's vacation is just insanely ridiculous, like 30% more than normal because of the extended holiday. And that's just not worth it. It's just not. It's not worth it for her, and it's definitely not worth it for me. Especially considering the schedule that I have, I would have to take time off, and I'd lose too much money. So, it just, I don't want to do it. I'm very focused on spending less, which is weird because I just was looking online to spend $2,000 on a new computer because I'm thinking, which I changed my mind. I buy a computer for the home and I take my laptop with me when I go traveling. But then I was like, but I'm going to retire in 2 years and this laptop will last me 2 more years. The PC, if I buy one, would last me like 5 years. But I can't take it with me. And in 2 years, I will need a new laptop because this will be 5 years old in 2 years. So it doesn't make financial sense to do it. Spend $2,000 now and then another $2,000 in 2 years. Now, why don't I just spend $3,000 in 2 years and get a really super laptop? So, and maybe I won't even need that big of a laptop for the amount of work that I'm going to be doing in the future. I just like having the latest and greatest. But guys, it has been a pleasure as usual. Darren, thanks again, brother, for joining. I always appreciate seeing you online, knowing that you're doing well. Please give Janet a big hi for me as well. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. Hopefully before I leave in November, you'll be back here in Sri Lanka. We can hang out again. Guys, please join me every Monday and Friday for new videos, Wednesdays for our midweek podcast, and every Sunday for Sunday Funday. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. Please learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. And remember, we are not strangers. We are just friends who have not yet met. We'll see you in July, end of July, Darren. Thanks again, brother. And everyone else, have a great weekend.